US is buying from Russia. And US is dishing out daddy to India for buying from Russia. And India is saying, but you're buying from Russia now. Why are you dishing out? And they are telling India, oh, how dare you? Who are you? India says, okay. Who are we? We are over $1 billion. You are just 350 million. Let's go. No, sincerely, and India is ready to board. They are not ready. They're not going to agree. So they decided they are forming an alliance with North Korea. Recently there was a program in Russia, in China. North Korea president was there. You know the North Korean president? That man. You know what I'm talking about? You know what about? Okay? The man was there with Russian president, with China president, with Indian president. Everybody is forming an alliance. Now, if you guys say you're not doing business with us, we'll do business with ourselves. We'll do business with ourselves. That's what everybody is doing. In fact, recently, India and UK signed an agreement, a kind of free agreement, to trade together over 90% of product duty free. Everybody from an alliance. Everybody knows US is a major importer. US imports more than everybody in the world. US import is over 3 trillion. The largest importer. Everybody wants to be in the US, but China is realizing it now that it's like we want to be in the US, but we have exposed ourselves unnecessarily to the US, and it's affecting our businesses. Now, so let's look at some of the examples of the agreement. We have the African Partnership Agreement signed in July 2019, ratified 2020 of December, and give access to over 1.3 billion people in Africa. We have the ECOWAS Liberation Scheme signed in 1979, launched in 1979, for 15 West African countries. Unfortunately, Niger is out now. Burkina Faso is out because of they formed alliance of Sahel states to trade among themselves. They've removed themselves because they were angry with ECOWAS. Why? ECOWAS, why are you suddenly trying to be your brother's keeper? Because the military is in power. When the civilian was oppressing us, we didn't see it. Now we have someone, though military, doing us better. You have issue with it. We are no more interested. We are no more interested. Of course, his military can be challenged, the military can do and undo, but at least for now, as far as they are concerned, they are okay with the military. They pull out, and it's really not good for Africa because the more we add, the better it is. Which is possible for our country, Nigeria. I know we have issues in our country, big issues. I mean, regional issues and the like. But let me tell you, UK is regretting leaving Brexit. I'll be aware. UK is regretting. UK is signing an agreement with everybody in the world now. They need market. Why? Because they don't need you. They have a lot of market before. But because the people are coming to their country, because there is common market, the different narrative, populism came in and they said, no, we don't want them again. But now they are desperate for market. Did you see the news that said that thousands of products of Nigeria can enter? How many people saw that news? Can go to UK? They want it. They need market. Everybody wants market. They just signed another one with India. They deal with different countries. Why? Because we are better off when we are together. We just need to find a way to manage our differences. But we are better off together. A lot better off together. Why? Because you have a bigger market. It's a tool for negotiation. Only that we are not leveraging on that yet as a country. But it's a tool for negotiation, and that's what India is doing. And that's what US also is leveraging on. So we have Agua, like I said, is partially there. Morocco also wants to have an agreement. Can you imagine? Morocco is where? This part of Africa. Morocco wants to be part of West Africa. Yes. Morocco wants to be part of West Africa. Morocco wants to be part of ECOWAS. Can you imagine? You know, countries that are very productive and know the value of having alliances. They don't joke with it. Morocco is trying to be part of ECOWAS. How on earth does Morocco want to do that? Morocco wants to enter the Nigerian market. And ECOWAS is a good route. Yes, now Morocco is a major manufacturing hub supporting Europe. And they want to come into West African market. Because West Africa, we have over 350 million people. Out of the 350 million, Nigeria is over 300. So who are those left? So everybody coming to West Africa is coming to Nigeria. You might not tell us, but we know. We know now. We might not tell us, but we know that you're coming into Nigeria. That's why you're interested. And Morocco is trying to, although Nigeria is blocking it, to Nigeria no sign, Nigeria no green. Because if you come here, you are going to become a competitor in West Africa. Now, the level of utilization of this agreement for AfCFTA, we are just starting. In Africa currently, it's estimated that about 50% of total trade of Africa is intra-African trade. Only 15%. Some will say 16, some will say 17. Can you guess intra-EU trade is over 6, it's almost 70%. Almost 70% intra-EU. And EU control 1/3 of global trade. Global trade is about 33 trillion. Trade in goods is 24. Trade in services is 9. Now, that 24, about 30% is EU alone. Can you see why they have to go and negotiate with US? Because US is a major place where they sell. EU alone, about 30%. But do you know what? About 70% of trade in EU is intra-EU trade. And that's very instructive. That tells you something about free trade among countries. And EU have gotten it right. And Africa needs to. So currently utilization is 50%, intra-African trade is 50%. Even in ETLS, Nigeria accounts for 60 to 70% of products in ETLS in West Africa. We are also not maximizing the opportunity within that region. AGOA, Nigeria has not even done a lot in AGOA. And unfortunately, the window is closing. Let's hope that another president is going to come in